He is making this race about gender. He is making it about identity. And just yesterday, he referred to you,
yes,
the highest ranking Jewish American member of our government.
Ever. Jewish
okay,
ever.
As a proud member of Hamas.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to get your reaction, but also, what do you do with that? Because that makes its way through right-wing media circles.
Yeah, but all different things make their way through right-wing media. Look, it's ridiculous. The lower Donald Trump gets in the polls, the more unhinged he is.
It's hard to imagine Trump becoming more unhinged, but he is becoming more unhinged.
And again, Christians, get out and vote. Just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine.
It's so bad, even Kyle Rittenhouse isn't voting for him.
Hi, I'm Kyle Rittenhouse. A lot of people are upset that I said I'm going to be writing in Ron Paul for President of the United States. And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors, making him bad on the Second Amendment.
How do you lose that guy? But Trump isn't just satisfied with alienating his base. He's doubling down on crazy.
Follow up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black.
Now, saying that to a room full of African Americans, young African American journalists who didn't grow up in Florida with school books that erased slavery and Jim Crow, so they know the people's history of the United States, what the hell was Trump thinking?
You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. The first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you?
Trump is losing it, or he never would have gone before these men and women.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show.
And the polls reflect the fatigue Americans have for this puddle of bum blathering again and again about elections that weren't stolen or how white people have it so bad.
Very fine people on both sides.
For years now, actually, because I really formed this theory before, that you can basically trigger him because of his, I mean, look, you can't control this man, but you can manipulate him. Easy to manipulate. And we're going to manipulate him into showing his true colors. I'm openly saying this.
Yes.
Okay, because we know how to provoke him.
That's George Conway, one of the guys who started the Lincoln Project, and he knows how to get inside that orange noggin and with his brain. Adam Kinzinger told me the same thing. Don't tell the world how dangerous he is. Tell the world he's weak and he's losing. He'll get unhinged.
He's unhinged right now. He's scared. You know, a leading Republican senator said to me in the gym this morning, not in the gym, in one of the rooms we were in, he said, we're going to lose because of this guy. Kamala Harris is scaring him. He's even afraid to debate her. She is proven. She has a great record with Biden. She has practiced. She's been a super prosecutor and did a great job when she was in the Senate. And she's primed. Stephanie, I have never in a long time seen such enthusiasm.
Schumer's right. He's scared and the Republicans know it. He's blabbering.
Is a step above, right? This is, they go crazy when they want to try and say, he's cognitively impaired. You know, I stand up here for 2 hours and I speak without a mistake. But when I say Hannibal Lecter, they say, why does he keep mentioning it? Because Hannibal Lecter was a serious psycho, right? He was Silence of the Lambs. Dr. Hannibal Lecter, he'd like to have you for dinner.
And the worst part for Trump is no one's talking about Trump. He thought he could attack these Black journalists and he would dominate the news and his people would rally around him.
And white people are done being bullied.
But that's not happening. This whole thing about Kamala Harris's ethnicity is a reboot of this.
Why isn't he giving his birth certificate?
Even Rasmussen, a right-wing pollster, has Kamala Harris up 5%, and the Democrats haven't even had their convention. And as much credit as Harris deserves, it's her timing that is most impressive. Everything about her is coalesced at the right moment. A caring and compassionate woman of color who, as the California Attorney General, defended victims of crime. And she served as both a U.S. Senator and the Vice President. But most importantly, she exudes confidence, and it's these things that have tiny fingers unhinged.
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great, great badge of honor. Don't forget, I've been indicted more than Alphonse Capone. I always use him because Scarface. He's the meanest guy. See the guy right up in the front row, this big, strong guy with the hat on. Stand up. Look at the muscles all over. Yeah, stand up.
And where Diaper Don wanted to debate Biden, he's frightened of Kamala. So frightened, he's backing away.
So you've been kind of a little unclear about whether you're going to debate or not.
Everybody knows who I am, and now people know who she is. She's a radical left lunatic.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
But in fairness to Biden, he's been a remarkable president in every way you can. He battled a worldwide pandemic, a recession, inflation, and a murderous dictator, and he came out ahead. But social media, in just 20 years, has changed everything, from the ability to make you cry with a video or visit Crazy Town, or watching Trump and MAGA tell outrageous lies to the intellectually vulnerable, which is a nice way of saying stupid.
I'm sorry, I gotta take a moment here. You're saying that in California you can kill a newborn baby up to 4 weeks until after it's born?
Absolutely.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
The law in the last year or two.
That is not true. That's not true.
You need to go do your research.
100% not true.
You need to do your
Where
research.
did you read that? Be honest.
National news media.
Post-birth abortion. Can you tell me where you read it?
I've read it so many places I can't name them all, no.
It's hard to name them all right now.
But this too has worn on the American people. While Fat Donnie lies incessantly, he actually said Harris hates Jews, even though she married one. Kamala Harris is, as advertised, a strong, outspoken advocate for speaking truth to power and care for the disadvantaged and those down on their luck. I mean, does any of that sound like Trump?
I'm really rich.
I'm the most successful person ever to run.
Fortunately, I'm very rich. So I have a total net worth. And now with the increase, it'll be well over $10 billion.
The poll numbers reflect Americans' weariness with this insanity, but there are clouds on the horizon. Very soon, as Trump's numbers sink, you'll start to hear how the election, that hasn't even happened yet, is somehow rigged. It's like an earworm of hate. For most Americans, hearing Trump's voice is like every radio station in America playing Nickelback all day.
What the hell did you just say?
Trump has run out of cards to play, so it's back to race politics. And well, that might work for a small congressional district in bum squat Georgia.
I'm very excited about that.
White America, however, is tired of MAGA racism, especially independents. And I can't even imagine how women and people of color feel.
I'd love to be nice, but I'm dealing against real garbage.
And the lower Trump goes in the polls, so do the hopes of Steve Bannon and his backup band, the Proud Boy Oath Keepers. Bannon thinks he's a powerful political figure when he's really a beer fart in the back of a Chevy Nova.
I'll tell you this. It's not going to happen like you think it's going to happen.
I guess not, Chubby, as you're in jail.
There is no way that the American people are going to vote for a convicted criminal. They're not.
So I will be voting for Trump.
And of course, these opportunistic pricks will have to decide if there's enough weekend anchor jobs at Newsmax after Trump loses and the House and Senate go Democrat, which these numbers indicate is a real possibility. And while Trump becomes more unhinged, he becomes vulnerable. I mean, how long before he blames the poll numbers on J.D. Vance? I mean, if you'll send goons to kill Pence, who was a loyal ass kisser for 4 years, what will he do to Mr. Hillbilly?
Buy a bunch of childless cat ladies.
When Donald Trump came down that that elevator, the dark side of America charged and took the country hostage. But Trump's insanity and a worldwide pandemic reminded us of the value of mature and wise leadership in this fragile world. Now it's her turn. And while we celebrate Kamala Harris's message, we still need to keep an eye on Trump and his hateful epiphanies. When he loses, he'll lose everyone. Maybe we should get him a cat.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Damn right.
Trust me.
Shut the f*** up, Don.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Damn right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.